After a bit of drought in the Miraculous fandom, with nothing but 2 specials to tide us over since the interesting conclusion of Season 5, Miraculous Season 6 is finally on the horizon. There's already a lot going into the season premiere, like the debut of the new art style, a new villain wielding the butterfly Miraculous, and the start of the next saga of Miraculous after the Aggress saga left a lot to be desired for a lot of fans.
I'm Supinator, and not at all Marinette Dupan Chang. I hate dirt and clean everything in my path.
And yet, the more things change, the more they feel the same. Jokes aside, there's been so many leaks for Season 6, I feel like I've practically seen one of the episodes in full. Thanks, Facebook. Ignoring the slew of people in my comments yelling at me for still using Facebook, there's been a lot of fanfare surrounding Season 6, like Disney posting the premiere date only to delete the post, ignoring the fact that there's an open slot on Disney Channel for the show to start airing later this month, or the numerous leaks, basically giving us a clear plot of the 3rd episode. I get the feeling these opening episodes are going to be a mixture of exciting new things and classic Miraculous plot structure to ease us into this new era. For this video, I will be analyzing what I believe is the only official trailer we've really gotten, a 2-minute trailer for the season's 3rd episode, Sublimation. I will be ignoring a ton of the leaks I've seen, and I'll be analyzing things from the trailer we get at face value, and speculating the plot and where things can go from here. The trailer starts by showing clips from Season 5's finale, showing Marinette and Adrien's kiss, and Marinette talking with Alia and Suhan about losing the butterfly Miraculous. I feel like this part of the trailer is supposed to remind us of the cliffhangers that Season 5 left us on, but I wonder if they will play a part in the episode. After all, we do see Alia with Marinette, and while that mostly has to do with Marinette's antics in the episode, they could acknowledge this before going into that. The next clip we see is Marinette in one of the ugliest outfits I've ever seen, pretending to be a soap-themed supervillain named Supinator, who cleans everything in front of the new blonde-haired character we know is named Sublime. While this would have fit well in 2020, I don't know what Marinette is trying to accomplish doing here in this scene. Here we get our first look into how Lila/Cerise akumatizes people. And look, I'm just gonna call her Lila, because at this point her identity is more up in the air than Aoi Zaizen from Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. Anyway, this episode has Lila akumatizing Sublime's mother, which I like. I'm glad it's not Sublime herself getting akumatized, because that seems way too easy. I really like this portrayal of akumatization. Gabriel's way made it seem like they worked for him and were forced under his control, whereas Lila is way more manipulative, making her victims feel like they have more control, like how she lets them pick their name and her overall mannerisms towards those she akumatizes. It's actually kinda creepy, from her distorted voice to her faceless appearance to the way she touches Sublime's mom. Seriously, the shoulder touch and chin brush are really creepy. Good thing this Hawkmoth is a psychotic teenage girl and not an old man! Intercut between this akumatization attempt is the scene we've been teased for a while of Marinette spying on Adrien and Sublime running, while Alia claims she must be jealous, and she denies. I'm on 2 fences about this. My inner critic is screaming as we got a whole season about Marinette realizing her approach to love for Adrien was very flawed and had stopped stalking him, only for her to resume that habit the moment she smells any form of competition. However, you guys may know from my first ever video that I'm a Marinette defender. While I don't enjoy the stalking aspect of her character, I feel like in universe, this plot point can actually make sense.
You suck!
Now hear me out. I don't condone it, but I'm thinking about it from Marinette's point of view. She's finally comfortable with Adrien. She knows Adrien only has eyes for her. The only girls who have openly pined for Adrien, i.e. Chloe, Lila, and Kagami, are either out of the picture or in a different relationship. And she has love-related trauma that she's slowly overcoming. Very shoehorned in love-related trauma, but still trauma all the same. Then a girl shows up that she barely knows anything about and is running with Adrien, presumably without Adrien telling Marinette this. We don't know the exact circumstances that lead up to Marinette finding out about Sublime, but the point is, her boyfriend is hanging out with and showing intrigue in this girl she doesn't know. She doesn't know how he feels about this girl, and old habits die hard. I see this more as her spying on Sublime than Adrien, to be honest, as she trusts Adrien, but she doesn't know Sublime too well. Also keep in mind there's a lot of pressure on her as the Guardian and Ladybug and all the crap thrown on her since last school year. Yeah, I know this seems like a crappy defense, but Marinette is unfortunately in character, and crappy writing of a teenage romance strikes again. Moving on. The next scene shows Sublime's mother and some other guy talking to Bob Roth about how Sublime has won gold in the para-athletics, and Bob Roth, being his shitty self, decides to shit all over it. I'm betting $10 that he's partly to blame for this episode's akumatization. Also, in terms of the animation, he's barely changed, and in a world where most of the characters have either changed outfits, their faces look different, or in Marinette's case, both, it's nice to see some familiarity. The most interesting scene in this trailer to me is seeing Kagami's mom, Mrs. Tsurugi, in a room at sunset facing the Eiffel Tower, the camera showing a close-up of her mouth cracking a smile. We have seen this shot in an older trailer, but we weren't sure which character it was. I had a feeling it was Mrs. Tsurugi, but couldn't be positive as we hadn't had as much spotlight on her in the recent Miraculous trailers and specials. Now, what could she be smiling about? Well, my guess is this is the very end of the episode, maybe even a post-screenshot scene, as the sunset aesthetic and the fact that this is the only scene of her implies that this is after the Akuma fight. One of the first ones she knows about, because all she knows before this is that Gabe died, a wish was made, the butterfly Miraculous was lost, and Ladybug spared her from prison by not ratting her and Gabe out. What Mrs. Tsurugi could be planning is beyond me, but I get the feeling Marinette is going to regret not putting her in prison. Whether she teams with Lila or does her own thing is yet to be seen, as she definitely seemed more vicious than Gabe. We see a Marinette stalker board of Adrien and Sublime running, and all I'm wondering is how are there this many pictures of them in this high quality and detail? And how have Adrien nor Sublime ever noticed? Have we underestimated Marinette's stalker skills, or is this just Adrien's stance getting them good pics? Anyway, Marinette assumes the worst and that she's in love with Adrien. And the status quo never changes. I definitely don't think Sublime is in love with Adrien, but I definitely do think that there's more to her than meets the eye. Whether she becomes an important character or not is beyond me. She is shown to have classes with Adrien, so she'll be in the school, and usually the kids have lots of relevance, as almost all the French superhero team is just Marinette's classmates from last year and other friends who either go to the school or are friends and family of those who go to the school. And she's a disabled character displayed in a positive light, so maybe Asterix and the team will want to cash in on her. But this is only the 3rd episode of the season, so I may be reading a little too deep into this. Next scene shows Sublime preparing herself in a mirror with a confident look on her face, as her mom claims that nothing can stop her from getting what she wants, and she is a champion, shown over footage of her running with Bob Roth showing genuine surprise and awe. Side note, that running animation looks a little weird to me. We then see Sublime's prosthetic leg break mid-race, which that and Bob's assholery are probably gonna add up to an Akuma Sunday, which leads Sublime's mother claiming her villain name is Sublimation. That's the episode title. Roll credits! We then see Sublimation's villain costume, which looks like an Olympic tracksuit, claiming to help someone surpass their fears to carry on with their mission. I'm guessing she's talking to Sublime, but at this point, what will the power of making oneself better do for her daughter whose leg is broken? I don't know, not enough context, moving on. Next, we see Ladybug searching through some Miraculous Icons on her bug phone to click on Cat Noir's, prompting Adrien to realize Ladybug needs help, ignoring Plag's want for snack time and transforming. I'm guessing the Miraculous Icons are the new features Marinette programmed into the Miraculous, which answers my biggest question at the end of Season 5. I was curious how the French superhero team would know when to act, as they hold on to their Miraculouses now and most don't know Ladybug's identity. But with this way to notify them, now they can act quicker, and Ladybug can still pick and choose who she needs help from. Something I really want to point out is that Adrien is wearing the double wedding ring in the shot of him in the elevator with Plag. This is probably going to be a permanent part of his design now, and he definitely took what Marinette said at the end of Season 5 to heart, and is choosing his own fate. Something I really hope is explored this season. We then see something shoot out of Sublimation's visor, striking Cat Noir and turning him gray, probably making him useless, as is tradition. Now this is intriguing to me because from other trailers, we've heard that Sublimation's power is to make people into the best versions of themselves. So why'd she shoot the heroes is beyond me. But if you look closer, it looks like Sublimation herself is surprised that these shots came out of her visor, meaning this wasn't her intention. So my guess is that Lila is the one behind this. And whatever shot Cat Noir is her way of evening the playing field. At the end of Season 5, Ladybug and Cat Noir unlock their adult powers, with both of them being able to use their powers as many times as they want without having to transform back. While convenient for the plot in Season 5 with Monarch having a gazillion Miraculous as well as making for an awesome fight scene between Bug Noir and Monarch, something Adrien still should have been a part of, I'm just saying, doesn't really suit the reboot we're getting this season of the Villain of the Week style format with a new Hawkmoth who is new to using the powers. So Lila needs to come up with either better powers for her villains or a way to deal with Ladybug and Cat Noir's powers. We know she can make pretty badass powers as we saw in the London special, so my guess is these shots fired are for Ladybug and Cat Noir's powers. But all in due time. The next shot shows Ladybug fighting Sublimation before cutting to Marinette hiding in a bathroom panicked. The trailer ends cutting between Sublime running, Marinette hiding in the bathroom stall, and Sublime seemingly talking to herself in a bathroom mirror, her narration claiming to overcome something with nobody being able to stop her from getting what she wants, with Marinette squealing in fear. I feel like this part of Sublime's speech with Marinette in the bathroom is a throw-off. Marinette might think Sublime is talking about getting with Adrien, but based on the dialogue, specifically the line where she states no one can stop her from getting what she wants, something her mother says to her earlier in the trailer, this must be Sublime hyping herself up before her big run. And that's the end of the trailer! All in all, I'm pretty excited for the season to come out and to just get more Miraculous content. I don't think this episode will be the best episode ever, but it's definitely going to be a great reintroduction into the world of Miraculous, while also advancing the plot subtly via the new characters and Lila's real start as Hawkmoth. One more thing to mention is how I feel about the animation. I feel like it'll grow on me eventually, and once we see it outside of trailers, I should be fine, but right now, I'm just really mixed on it. The animation itself looks clean, and the new characters look really good. It's mainly how the old characters look that I'm not a fan of. Some shots of Marinette look weird to me, like she's wearing makeup where her face just doesn't look the same. Adrien has gone from looking like a handsome teenage boy to a baby-faced looking teen who looks more like a girl. Alia looks okay, but we haven't seen much of her. And the one shot of Plag we see looks really bad in my opinion. I don't know, he just looks off and not as cutesy as in previous seasons. I think it's especially hard because we see the previous animation style in this trailer. And while seasons 1 to 5 had sometimes wonky animation, the character models looked really clean, especially from seasons 4 to 5. But Metarunner and Ninjago changed their animation styles during their run and I got used to it then, so I'm sure this will grow on me eventually. Those are just my thoughts on this Miraculous trailer, but I can't wait to see the other episodes and other aspects of this season. I know we just got another trailer, but I have a lot of thoughts on that and this video is getting long, so I'll cover that in a separate video. Let me know what you guys think of this episode trailer down below in the comment section below. This is Queen of Penguins saying peace out and stay connected!